Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. This is Bowman here, and today we are continuing our playthrough of Planescape Torment. And we are still in the Festhall here, and we're just continuing exploring, and we're going to talk to the clerk here. Whoops, there we go. The attractive young woman smiles pleasantly. "Greetings, sir." She closes her eyes and flips through a large ledger, stopping at what seems to be a random page and opening her eyes once more. "Ah, here's your room key." She hands you a small key. "The easternmost chamber has been waiting quite some time for your return. Would you like to rest now, sir?" "No, but what do you mean waiting for my return?" The clerk gives you a strange look. "My ledger indicates that this is your key, sir, and has been for a good long time. If that is not so, then perhaps I'm merely mistaken. Would you like to rest now, sir?" "Not right now. Farewell."
All right.
Maybe she didn't give me the key? Sure. Oh. Well, that didn't do anything. Oh. Definitely not our room.
Forced it.
Let's see. What did we get? A dodecahedron. This heavy dodecahedron, about the size of both your fists balled together, seems implacably similar to you. Its texture is cold and smooth, but whether it's metal or stone you cannot tell. A certain, almost intangible tension runs over the object, as if it were ready to spring into the air at any moment. Examine the dodecahedron closely. Upon closer examination, you realize that each side of the dodecahedron is a plate that can be twisted clockwise or counterclockwise. It appears to be a puzzle box or combination lock, as each of the pentagonal plates has 5 possible positions. The dodecahedron has no less than 244,140,625 settings. It would take every second of the next 77 odd years to hit all the combinations, but then you might just get lucky and stumble onto the solution in minutes. Fiddle with it for a bit. As you methodically twist the cold gray facets of the dodecahedron, a strange sensation forms at the base of your skull. Your hands seem to move of their own accord, turning the object and spinning its facets with mechanical precision. You've done this before. You knew the combinations once, and you also become aware that there's a certain danger within the object, whether it's from simple traps or something less mundane, though you cannot tell. In moments, you have what might be the first 4 sides locked into the proper places. As you begin to twist the 5th side of the dodecahedron, you recall a cutting blade trap that would snap out and lash at a meddler's hand, slashing their wrists and several fingers. You avoid the trap with the proper number of rotations, certain that you've made progress in the unveiling of the object's secret. After avoiding the dodecahedron's springing blades, you slowly puzzle out the next series of facet positions. As you start to turn the 9th side of the dodecahedron, you suddenly remember a second trap, jets of toxic gas that would form a billowing cloud of lethal corrosive vapor around a curious meddler. You circumvent the trap with the correct amount of twists, positive that you've clearly unlocked the dodecahedron. You circumvent the dodecahedron gaseous poison trap and begin to work in the final faceted positions. Just as you're locking the 12th pentagon into place, sorcerous runes hidden within the dodecahedron unleash a tiny swarm of magical lightning. Arcs of crackling blue light run up your arms, leaving smoking trails of black, ruined flesh in their wake. After allowing your muscles to cease their spasms and picking yourself back up, you recall how to avoid that trap. After making a final adjustment to the 12th facet, the dodecahedron clicks and begins to open in your hands. The dodecahedron splits twice and eventually unfolds itself impossibly into a perfectly rectangular tablet the size of a large book. Etched into its surface is a series of bizarre symbols. It looks to be a code or language that you feel should be familiar to you, but it's not. Further examination of the tablet reveals that by twisting the pentagonal facets that are now upon the underside of the tablet, different pages may be displayed across the tablet's face. You finally realize that the dodecahedron is a tome or journal of some sort. Until I learn to read this language, I might as well just put it away.
Updated my journal.
May my faith lend me strength. May my faith lend me strength.
Okay.
All right.
You're standing in a circle of white tents deep in the woods somewhere. The trees around you are by far the largest you've ever seen. Suddenly, though, there's an odd prickling sensation in the back of your skull. Your surroundings melt into a colorless smear, then slowly resolve into what looks like the interior of a large gray sphere. Across you stands a figure almost identical to yourself. His eyes flash in the half-darkness. A mad smile splits his features. I knew you would come. Oh, greetings, greetings, so good to see you. I bid your murderous tongue to be silent. That's right, murderous. Your pretend innocence is laughable. Oh, don't you know? Didn't all those filthy, lying, thrice-be-damned journals tell you who I am? Those journals that were so conveniently left for me when I woke? Those journals that called me an incarnation? Ha! Burned them all I did, and I found... They spoke lies, 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 and nothing more. Filth about a man who forgets himself, other incarnations of preserving their experiences in writing so later lives could benefit. Thieves, it's my life, mine! You all want to steal my body, and you won't have it. He crosses his arms and looks away. If you'd put stock in such trash, yes. What did those lying journals say? They spoke lies. Where am I? Oh, this? He gestures around him, snickering. Just a little trap is all. I realize that killing your body thieves might not be enough. I have to trap you and snare you for eternity. You may have realized by now, but there's no way out of this sensory stone. Your mind is locked here. You'll note the rather sparse surroundings I've left you. All the while, the man is set and good, quick, while your flesh rots away. I have some questions then. Your earlier incarnation crosses his arm and looks away. Save for a few more tufts of hair on the back of his head, he's identical to you. Even his arms have most of the tattoos yours do. Did you create that trapped dodecahedron? I don't know what you're babbling about. Alright, it was me. Brilliant, wasn't it? Did you play with it a little bit? Lose a finger and eye, I hope? Did you make this trap? Can't you tell that? It'll never be replicated. The magics used in its creation were lost, even to me. Clever it is, though. One experience hidden beneath the other, and that no flesh but my own would set it off. So there are actually two sensations within this stone. Yes, that of the Arbornium hunting trip, and that of this trap. He looks suddenly wary of you. Why? What? What are you doing? Stop that! You at last push yourself into the surface and experience the Arbornium hunt at an sensation before being pulled back into the trap. As you place your hands upon the stone, its surface ripples beneath your touch. A chill washes over your arms like plunging your hands into a mountain stream. As you close your eyes, you blink and reopen them. Your eyes are brimming with tears, and you are overcome with the terrible sensation of drowning. As the sensation rolls through you, there's a stirring in your breast, a hunger, poisonous like a serpent, biting into your heart until you feel as if your breast will explode. You want desperately to steady yourself, focus, but all that comes to your eyes is tears. You raise your hand to wipe away your tears. Your hands are soft. delicate woman's hands. They brush the straight tears from your cheek, and you cup them in your hands, each of them tears like jewels shimmering in the lights. The lights are cast by candle globes that drift through your sanctuary. You have come to this place to gather your thoughts, to reflect on the past with an eye towards the future, to cleanse the mind before the coming journey. Yet, you cannot concentrate. Your thoughts remain in the present, trapped there by the terrible feeling that writes your breast. Why, what did he mean? You close your eyes, but his words echo in your mind 100,000 times. Will he ever return? The sound is a whisper and echo. Only you, only you. Yet you hesitated at the brink of time's door, and he must have thought you afraid to go, but you were not. You were afraid to stay, and the fear, the serpent withers in your breast again, its fangs biting into your heart, filling it, bursting with its poison. The tears come again, running down your cheeks in streams, his words echoing. Only you, only you. Your eyes snap open. It is his voice. You whirl, you gasp. He stands powerful in the shadows, and he strides into the light drifting candled globes, and you feel the serpent withering and dying. He returned, his face stern, but somewhere in those features you can almost see his pleasure at seeing you. After all, he returned for you. Only you can help me, Dainara, but it was wrong for me to ask you for your help. You speak, Dainara, yet it is you, gray-skinned like a statue, striding from the light. Are you that scarred? Your body looks like it has been bathed in knife blades, the wounds, the tattoos, horrible. Yet you see through Dainara's eyes as she sees you. How can she see you in such a way? She puts a cloak over your features. She sees you in such light, such terrible longing. Light for she. How can she feel such? You feel your vision tearing, doubling until you are the man striding from the light. It is you, but not you. You feel yourself being torn. It is Dainara's experience, but at the same time it is also yours. And you, what? I ask too much of you to accompany me, Dainara. I have no right to place you in such danger for my sake. It is your words, but they are a surgeon's words, chosen with cold skill, without a trace of emotion. With every word you feel yourself sneering inside, knowing what the stricken girl will see next through her. Longing, stained eyes who are you, that person, the man twisting her with your words, not knowing how powerful they are to her, like bolts from a ballista, piercing her breast, yet she sees only relief at your return. How can she feel and not know to mean to? Your vision tears again, doubling and bleeding until you're facing yourself again, trying desperately to speak, to warn Dainara that this is not a man, but a creature that kills for his own needs. He doesn't care about you, Dainara. You're a tool to him, a tool he needs to, but Dainara speaks and you can't stop her. I would place myself in 1,000 dangers, embrace eternity for you, my love. I am not afraid. Listen to me. I will accompany you, though the plains themselves should bar the way. You feel yourself shattering relief and satisfaction, his satisfaction at her words, knowing she would say them, always knowing, and her admission of love is like the slamming of portcullis across your heart. Trapped, she is yours, but she must be certain, so you drive the nail home. The way is dangerous. You will have to be strong, far stronger than you are now. Swimming through her mind, relief, the wave of relief, the end of longing, yet longing for him more at his words, not noticing his manipulations. All you need to be as strong, and his path shall be one with yours. Your thoughts are like fires, for you can be strong, stronger than he knows. You know no fear, you would die for him. I can be strong, my love, I will. Her words slide off him like water, the serpent in her breast. The one piercing her heart with the poison has been replaced by the serpent in the flesh. She sees nothing of this, and his next words are planned carefully, so carefully. I can't say if we'll succeed, Dainara, but we'll do my best to protect you. I will expect nothing less of the same from you. You may be required to make some sacrifices. At the final terrible word, you feel yourself being torn apart. He means her harm. He means you harm. For you are her. He means to hurt her, yet you need to be harmed. And you want to scream. Scream at her that she is in danger. Run, Dainara, run. For his eyes unmake all things, and... Of course, my love, life is sacrifice. That I have learned. You, she, her. You speak the words, and in it you feel yourself dying inside. You are a spectator, and you have watched a woman die, for the words are a death sentence. Yet still, she speaks, unheeding, unscarring. I left the legacy my father's keeping, my love. Ask for the 6th, the 3rd, the K, and the S. In it I bequeath everything to you. It's not much, but with it I left.
Updated my journal.
You, him, a wave of irritation washes over you. You clench your teeth to prevent the irritation from crossing your features. Must she always continue to prattle even when you do not prompt her? Must she? But no. No, keep the irritation aside. Only a trace slips out. Come now, I cannot die, Dainara. There is no need for such foolishness. Her, you, she is overcome with fear. Fear that revolts you, the fear that wells up inside her. You, as you watch him frown, you hasten to correct him. He must know the reasons, you know the wisdom behind them, so he is impressed with your planning. Speak before he turns away. I know I often act foolishly, my love, but you said yourself that you can forget things if you are badly hurt. There are things in the legacy that would hurt you. Remember, should you forget yourself.
Updated my journal.
You coldly regard her through your eyes, tracing your gaze along her furrowed brow, wrinkled with worry, desperation. She has acted as you expected, yet there is something in what she has said. Perhaps. Yet I hope nothing in this legacy is of value. I do not want you to leave any things here in some safe that could be of any use on our journey. Her illusion is shattered. Just for a moment you watch, silent, as the emotion falls to the ground, splintering like slivered glass. Of some use, such a casual statement. Yet even Dinara sees, and you just hope for a moment. You hope that she sees him for what he is, the serpent. The serpent. And your hope dies as in Dinar's eyes the emotion is rebuilt, the slivers being drawn from the ground, the illusion rebuilt, but the slight sliver of pain remains. He thinks you have done something foolish, yet you did it for him. You must make amends, but how? You must convince him the legacy isn't important, but it isn't. It isn't. It's everything. The legacy, my love, it just has a few things to help you remember. The scythe of words fall on Dinara, so quick, so sharp you cannot allow its arching path. A legacy? The things you do, Dinara, such romantic gestures. No, Mantor. No, you, Dinara. You have driven him away again, like you did the night before. You feel the serpent string again, reborn, curling around your heart. There is the softest of hisses, yet he does not hear. Would you wish to leave a legacy, my love? For yourself, or for anyone you want to? It might help you remember if you left something for yourself, or for the ones you loved. The word scythe falls again, terrible and swift. Yet this time the illusion holds, and the serpent is cloaked. The serpent is cunning, and it shall not reveal itself until it strikes. A legacy for myself. Not likely. The things I would leave for myself would not be in a safe in some advocate's office, Dinara. But enough of this. I must leave. He is leaving. You must make him remain, and the experience whirls around you terrible. The spiraling toward the final scene and question you. She wants to ask. Don't ask it, Dinara. Don't ask it. Be silent. My love, before you go. His anger, his irritation. What now, girl? What now, you mewling banshee? Before I go, it looks like I am in no danger of that. Come, Dinara, can't these questions wait for the morn? There is much. She is desperate, drowning. Say it. And speak it. Do you want me to come with you, my love? The rush of emotion dies in your mind. This is the end. The words you're about to speak are true, but the truth is not the truth she sees. There are no lies, only cold calculations. Of course he wants you to come with him, Dinara. You understand it clearly, too clearly. He has invested too much in the poor girl to let her go. Of course, Dinara, I would not have asked you to come with me if I did not want your company. You know how I feel about you. There was a cold silence in his mind, then a hissing of a thought, a response, sharply and deadly like a dagger blade. The lie comes unswiftly, unburdened by emotion. I love you, Dinara. And I want you to scream as you feel the lie wash over her like a radiance, but it is a shadow of truth, a serpent's kiss, and he means you harm, and she can't see. You want to call out, but she is crying with joy, even as cry with joy, with frustration, with joy, with despair. The emotion watches over you like you are drowning, and you need to speak. You long to speak, but you cannot, and you scream as you tear your hands from the stone, bloody tears rushing from your eyes, running in streams down your arms, your hands to coat the stone. Blood, her blood, and you can't warn her, and you can't stop crying. And suddenly fall from grace is there, and her touch is gentle like silk, and she brushes the tears from your eyes, even as you feel the screams welling up within you. You cradling her face through your bloody tears. I can't bear it. I couldn't stop her. I wanted to, but I couldn't do anything. Fall from grace looks into your eyes, and she nods sadly in understanding, and that is the nature of longing, the desire for which you cannot change or possess. She studies you, withdrawing her hand, now soaked in your blood. Will you be all right? Yes, I just need a moment. Very well, she steps back. We will continue when you are ready. As much as you want to hurl the memory of that experience from you, you hold it fast because you know it's important to remember it. It was you in that experience. It was Dinara's experience. but because it was you, your memories flooded you, and you could feel both sides at once. Who were you? Who was that shade of you? As you touch the stone, its green exterior sharpens, clashing its brightness, becoming more than you can bear, so much so you close your eyes and shut it out. As you close your eyes, you feel the skin along your arms become numb, as if all sensation is being bled from them. Tired, so tired. You try and blink, yet the darkness remains. Your lids feel soft and sluggish, unresponsive. You are sitting on what feels to be dirt floor around you. Is a smell of coppery blood and herbs. Why are you here? You came here to what? Your memory fails you, but you feel a growing panic beginning to well up within you. Awake now, are you? A questioning all done? The voice is an old woman's, thick and scratchy, as if it is trying to force its way past a thick layer of dust. Try as you might, you cannot open your eyes and see the woman, but you feel a shiver of fear. Something is wrong, terribly wrong. You try to respond, but all you can manage is a ragged croak. You feel strange, your tongue and your eyes. What's wrong with your eyes? Now, a see me you did, a spoke you did, and poorly. So the price you have paid, The crone sounds amused, but her tone drops sharply. No more of your questions. Now you will listen, and you will remember my words, for in minding me you shall live, she hisses. Not if you hear me, or another bit I shall take. Remember me, traveler, remember me to a stone, one of the pretty glimmers in your Festhall. Use it like a cup, pour what you feel into it, and know this. Remember me to a man who wears a skin of scars and tattoos, who seeks memories but has misplaced them. If smart he is, he will know the knowing of me. Tell him to find me, or I am not to be found. Tell him to come to the glimmer stone, and we shall speak, my precious man and I. The woman pauses, then hisses again. Not if you hear me, a ragged thing. Ah, pretty polite to listen so long. When he comes to the Glimmerstone, tell the man to speak my name, and your pain shall not have been in vain. The crone's voice trails off as if distracted. You try to speak again, but there is only a sick gurgling noise. What happened? Who is this person? Why are you? And you begin to feel yourself slip into unconsciousness. Ravel, it is I.
My journal.
There's silence. Ravel? Ah, my precious man. There's a slow shuffling of feet, and you feel a sharp pinprick in your left eye. You gasp, and suddenly, barely you can see. With your one and only eye, you lie in a gray hut upon a dirty floor where blood, your bright red blood, has seeped into the surrounding gray dust. Your arms are gone, your legs have been hacked off at the knees, yet you feel numbed, and there is no pain, only fear. Yet is someone above you? Someone looking down on you? As you look up through your bloody, blurred vision, you see a horrid, bluish-gray face, grinning with yellow tusks. Ravel is pleased, wondering this messenger would make it for the week. When bits were placed on my plate. She holds up a talon in front of you, and impaled on the tip of it is an eyeball, the right one. Here to the Festhall he returned, it seems, and our time together he has shared, and now you have come. Success. Ravel, I have many questions for you. The crone shakes her head, your blurred vision seeing 3 images at once. Her grayish hair is like brambles drifting down her shoulders. No, only time for answers does Ravel have, and she has no time to waste with your questions. Know this, and in the knowing grow strong, you must find me, my precious man. But how? I do not know.
Updated my journal.
I am beyond knowing in a lady's place. Now shh, and listen to Ravel, for there is much you must do. To find me, 3 things you must do. Find the door, know the key, then unlock the key. The door was not a finished thing, at least when I was gazed upon it, But in the passing of time, perhaps now well wrought it is. Go to the place of forges and steel. Perhaps there you will find the door that takes one to me. What is the key you speak of? To know if the key speaks to one of the knowing ones. Many there are in the Festhall, many. Yet only one there who knows the knowing of what the key is and what you need. Loosen his tongue, and many secrets shall spill forth. When you say unlock the key, what do you mean? And knowing the key is not enough, so Ravel thinks. Knowing it and unlocking it, 2 tasks that must be joined. For at times a thing knows not its nature, but you are no stranger to that. Ravel cackles, a long, hideous cry that fills your ears with pain. Ravel, how am I talking to you if this is someone else's experience? Of stones and experiences and telling will Ravel do, but not the telling of how she speaks to you now. She speaks soothingly. Many other branches and twisting of Ravel, and many are her secrets. I need you, and I need you knowing of this. Return. I will give what help I can. Ravel gives a final smile. A horrible yellow-fanged grin. A blackish tongue darts from her lips and lingers at the edge, teasing. But in the end, only the one question remains. What do you mean? Only one question, this I ask. Ravel's eyes blaze like fire, the red light turning her face blood red. What can change the nature of a man? At the question, you feel a tremor pass through like thunder, and you feel yourself burn. Your vision clears until you are standing once again before the hideous green stone. It looks different than before, more horrid somehow. This older man is chewing on something, muttering softly to himself. After a moment, there is a crack as he crunches down on the object in his mouth and swallows it. His bushy, brassy, white, furry eyebrows at the moment rise and then furrow again. Greetings. Without so much looking at you, the man reaches into his tunic, pulls out a ponce-colored ball, regards it curiously for a moment, then pops it into his mouth. The man frowns and waves you away, then nods to himself thoughtfully as he savors the flavor of whatever he put into his mouth. I've got some questions. The man smirks, bites his thumb at you, then abruptly pauses. His cheeks swell, and with a violent gag he spits up a large black fly, which begins to buzz around the chamber. Minosaurian candies, be damned, he cries, shaking his fist at the insect. He rolls on you. What? I had questions about you. He pops a small red candy into his mouth. Do you always trapeze about molesting pussient mages with your ignorant prattle? Babbling, blathering, chittering, chattering. The candy shoots from his mouth, unchattering, flying into high arc to land on the floor with a wet plip. He stares at it sadly. I'm sorry about your candy. It was so tasty, too, he mules. He suddenly looks up, sneering. Sorry, as you should be, you piking dung beetle. Mages deserve respect, and blushers like you should know their proper place. He begins to jump up and down. Proper place, proper place. Calm down, I only meant to ask some questions. I care not, you yeasty, beef-witted pignut. His eyes bulge out. He jabs his fingers at you. Now off with you, and do not return without being prepared to show the proper respect. Come bearing tribute, a gift. He suddenly draws close and whispers from the side of his mouth. Candies or chocolate would be nice, but nothing common, mind you. Bring something exotic. Now be gone. Wait, I've got this imported chocolate. I could give it to you as a gift. Oh, his demeanor changes in an instant. Very kind of you, very gentlemanly. May I see? He takes it from your hands. Oh, quite rare these are, and most delectable. He bites off a large piece and tucks what's left into his tunic. I had some questions. He frowns at you, licking the last of the chocolate off his fingers. Who told you to bother me with insane questions? He stares at you accusingly. Come now, what is it you wish to bother me with, or be gone? He fishes a small ball from his sleeve and eats it. Who are you? I'm Quell. He holds up his hands imperiously as if to stop you from introducing yourself. And don't bother to introduction yourself. You must be most insolent, annoying pest, the side of sigil that I've heard so much about. A true pleasure to meet you, and thank the powers it couldn't have waited until you had curled up and died, thereby sparing me the pain of being tossed into banter words with you. I would gladly trade my formidable sorcerer's powers, but for a minor enchantment that would pierce your thick skull and introduce the least of the idea of manners. I had other questions. He rolls his eyes, indicating for you to continue with a wave of his hand. What do you know of Ravel Puzzlewell? At the mention of her name, he swallows the candy he's sucking on with a loud gulp, wincing in pain. What to tell? Why tell at all? Such things, such tales are best left in dusty books and in the attics of old men's minds. Evil, evil, such a name, and such dark tales swarm about it like flies on a corpse. Just the same, I need you to tell me. He rolls his eyes, plopping another candy into his mouth. She's a night hag, my boy, who came to sigil all evils and all evil and cackles. She was alive with her shadow magic, ready to butt heads with the Lady of Pain. Barmy, 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 old hag, only succeeding in getting herself mazed. She's likely dead by now. Shadow magic? Yes, yes, yes. He seems uneasy about speaking of her. Ravel dabbed, no, not dabbed, but excelled in all schools of magic. She knew shadow magic, magics of illusion, and shadow substance, shadow's residue of dead things. How might I find her? Why would you ask such a thing? Are you mad? What could you possibly want with such an evil creature? She knows something about my past. Doubtful. She was mazed many centuries ago, gone, panned, in the dead book she is. And even if she were somehow, still clutching to life with her black and bloody talons, what could she possibly know about you? If she wasn't the spitting image of cackling evil, that is, and was even willing to help you. I'll just have to hope she's alive and will help me. But unless she's 6 treats in her swollen tummy, what a flickering candle of hope hurled into the howling winds of pandemonium that is. Flicker, flicker, whoosh, don't be any more of a fool than you need to be. I must seek her out still, whether she's dead or alive. So if she's dead, as she most likely is, then what is your plan, may I ask you? You have everything all figured out, do you? Quell is just blowing words out of his pit's nonsense. Nothing. What do you plan if she is in the dead book, eh? What do you think I should do? The first brilliant question you've asked me. I think you should give up this clueless idea of entering mazes and chatting with night hags and hope and lope back into whatever crypt you crawled out of. Makes far more sense than fishing for the lady's anchor, it does. Can you tell me how to get into her maze? Lunatic, madman, Addlecove, have you not listened to a word I've said? She's imprisoned in an interdimensional maze for trying to best the Lady of Pain. That means she's at least 10 times as barmy as you and at least 100 times more powerful. She's also most likely dead, dead, thrice dead, and if by some happenstance she isn't, she'll make you dead. I understand, but I really need your help. Can you tell me how to reach her or not? Quell goes quiet, chewing his lips. After a moment, he fishes around in his tunic for a mint, then plops it into his mouth. You're serious. Serious now. Why so serious? So bent, so mule stubborn. Well, born clueless, died clueless.
Updated my journal.
All mazes have portals. This much I know to be true. A way in, a way out. This is how the lady fashions them. I do not know the portal, its location, or even its form, but I am told its key is a piece of Ravel. A piece of Ravel, but if Ravel is mazed, then how am I supposed to? Then you'll have to make do. Find something that has Ravel's taint in it, or mayhap that is all I know. Oh, bother me no more about it. If you want to go pestering someone about something like that, go to the brothel of slating intellectual lust. One of the ladies there is bound to have met someone or knows something that'll help.
Updated my journal.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, I think we'll end this episode here. Interesting episode here today. Sort of a little bit of background information on the Nameless One. It's kind of interesting. So, can't wait to see what happens next. Thank you so much for joining me on this experience. And feel free to like, comment, and subscribe down below. And we'll see you all in the next one.